to rucifail. Got something a little bit different for you today. So, I'm putting out a challenge to all of those DayZ players who think they can drive. You got to take a car from this point in the Electro. So we're right at the end. I'll just zoom out so you can see where we are. The end of the pier here, there's Electro. You got to go from here. Your front two tires cannot be touching the concrete here. You can see dirt. That's the start line. And you've got to go to Tisy. Not just anywhere in Tisy. Got to come up this ramp here. And the timer stops when you hit that wall. That's the middle one of the three. So that one there. I want you to record, like I'm about to do, the run and time it. It's got to be one recording. I'm going to do mine in third person because I think it makes for a better content for you guys to watch. But you can do it in first person if you want, or third person, whatever you find, mix of both. But I want to see your videos, so make sure you link them and comment them in the comments below this video. All right, let's get into it. So I actually recorded that intro before I'd done the challenge itself. So I've spent about 2 days trying to get a good run, and this is my best. So we're off and going. Now, there are a couple of lag spikes that I get in this. It is DayZ. You'll have to forgive me. I promise you they're not edits. They're both fairly early in the run, so really kind of don't have an impact on the run at all. If you are going to do this challenge, I'd love you to do it. Make sure you put the HUD up so we can see the speedometer and what gear you're in. And if you can, put a timer on the screen too. So my timer is going off frames per second. This is filmed in 60 frames per second, so that's why it goes up to 6 only. It's not proper milliseconds, but the seconds are spot on. The only mods I have running on this server are vanilla++, so I can add things like the barrels. So there's the first lag spike, the other one's just coming up in a second. I actually just click a wall. Just coming up here. So there, yeah, I'm not sure what happened. It didn't do that while I was actually playing. It did that kind of just in the recording, so glitch in the recording. You can get a dynamic police event at that intersection too, which gets in the way. I've had that. I've driven through gas. I've driven around military convoys. I've had all sorts of other things. But like I said, it's been about 2 days. The hardest part of the challenge has been getting out of Electro in decent speed. This wasn't my best run, but in all up, in getting to Tisy, this was my best run. Those posts, those giveaway signs, you run into them, they ruin your run. I ruined that many radiators, and I've blown that many tyres. I didn't think I would blow that many. I thought it wouldn't be this hard, but I had several successful runs, and like I said, this is my best, so I hope you enjoy it. What I'd love you to do as well is share this with other content creators for DayZ, or DayZ, however you like to say it, and get them to do the challenge too. I'd love to do it. I was thinking, like, you know, how could we organise like a race between a whole heap of people? Even just between me and my mates, it's getting very hard to organise a race, and that's why I thought maybe a time trial challenge could be the best way to go. It is a challenge. It is quite hard to actually get this run in. You don't have to go the same route I'm going either. It is literally from that pier in Electro to the middle tower, middle ramp in Tisy. That's all you need to do. So if you think you can do it better with a Humvee and you can go cross country, go for it. I want to see it. If you think you can do it better with an Ada, go for it. If you want to do it in Bubba's Kingswood in the old Olga, go for it. Like, give it the best it can go. I chose to do it with the Gunter because I know it is the fastest car. Now, actually, it is the fastest, or I think it is. The Humvee does get up almost as fast, but it's a lot slower to get going. But I think it carries more momentum. But I think the Gunter being a bit more nimble is probably the vehicle of choice. And yeah, it's what I'm most comfortable driving. That's that gas strike going off in the background. As I said, or I think I said earlier, I did it doing this test. I got gassed in Starry, I got gassed, sorry, the Starry Sober, and I got gassed in, I think, Vibor. You can drive through the gas, you just get a cut. Unfortunately, those runs weren't my best runs either. Here's my first mistake, I think. I really screwed that one up. And that's unusual because that corner I have done, you know, hundreds of times without making a mistake. You do have to change down a gear, I find. The corner I could take faster, but it's this bridge here. If you hit that wrong, it can really flip you out into the air. It's starting to get dark. I was going to have to reset the time on the server. So as I said, this is my personal server. I think I said that. This is my personal test server. I'm only running Vanilla++ as the only mod. There's no other mods on this server. If you want to know how to set a server up yourself, so you can either do this challenge or just so you can play around with it, I will link below to a video that a guy named, that's my favourite corner, Scale Speeder Gaming, I think it is. He does a great video on how to set your own server up at home for. I don't mind as well. If you want to do this challenge, you can do it on a console as well. That would be kind of fun to see people racing on Xboxes and PlayStations. It's possibly easier to race with them. I'm guessing that you get more analog type steering. The steering on PC is very much on off, same as the brakes and the accelerator. There's no graduation to them. You just kind of, you're either jumping on the anchors or you're jumping on the accelerator flat out. There's no in between, apart from maybe the shift and control keys that you can use. I didn't use the control key at all for any of this to help slow, use less power, but I did use the shift key a lot, and occasionally on some corners I take the shift key off. There's some corners that I found as well over the course of it that just really scared me. I crashed, you know, multiple times of them, so you'll find some corners I take very carefully because I just wanted to finish the run. I think sometimes it's more important just to finish the run than it is to be the fastest through one corner, because if you end up in a tree in the very next corner, it didn't really help, did it? This is one of the few spots where I actually managed to get up into 5th gear. I was surprised. I guess a lot of it going from Electro up to Tisy is going uphill. So I think I'm still in mainly the uphill section. You can cut corners, as I said. You can go off-road. You could do the whole thing off-road if you wanted to. I just think it'd be slower. And you can do your own course. I think I said that before. You can find, if you think you know a quicker way to get from that pier to get to the ramp to Tisy, absolutely do it. Show it to me. I'd love to see it. I'm going to think of some more challenges and stuff that we can do. Maybe not just racing like this, but maybe there's other things we can do. Got ideas for that, it'd be great to hear about them too. You know, put them in the comments below. And I guess if you are enjoying it, you know what to do. I hate asking, but I'll tell you what, if I don't ask, here's another tricky corner. There's a bridge and there's a rock on the outskirts. Just whoop, kept going. That wasn't so bad, lost a bit of time there, but not too much. If you are liking this, as I said, you can always hit subscribe, put a comment below. It means the world to me. The reason I decided to put the barrels in was to help me find my way around the course. And I figured that, you know, if it was any real racetrack, there would be something, or if it was like a rally course, which I guess this is more like a rally stage, you'd usually have a co-driver telling you where the next turn is, how many meters to it. I don't have that. I don't have a mini-map. I guess if you wanted to put a mod up with a mini-map, that would be kind of acceptable because I'm using barrels to help me. Those sorts of things would help. And maybe, you know, for fun, you could do it with some of the modded cars. It'd be great to see a Lamborghini go around here. I just think the roads would be a bit bumpy. You know, the quad bikes, things like that. Yeah. I think you've got to have it though, so that you can die, right? There's no point in having it where there's no risk of dying and you're having to respawn. I think you've got to have that risk, you know, where you know that if you screw it up too bad, you're back at the coast and you've got to start again. You can't just kind of like, oh well, I'll just keep going. I think you've got to make it so that you die. And at the end of the video, I show you that this survivor doesn't have any health hacks or anything else like that. You can kill them. They die very easily at the end. I've crashed on that car. I just managed to miss it. This turn here I used to miss quite a lot too. Got better at it and almost hit the town sign, but that's alright. Made it through it. I guess as well, if you wanted to, you could stop and change a tyre if you burst a tyre, if that's the best run that you've got, but I still think that this run I have here is probably faster than if I hit something, blew a tyre, got off, changed the tyre and kept going. It would have to be a fantastic run for me to get much faster than this. That one off in the grass area is the one corner where I think I could have improved my time. So I think this is Vibor coming up, and I think this is the other town I got gassed in coming through here. I'll put some of my bloopers at the end of the video for you if you're interested in watching them. You'll see just how many tyres I've ruined, or at least a few of them. And I think I've still got the gas that I drove through. This corner here is a killer as well. I've ruined many cars at this corner. Why I took it so slowly. And this one's not so good either, I should say. Pretty tough. So that's 10 minutes in. I don't think anyone will have made it to Tisy in 10 minutes. I think that would be pushing it. Maybe if you had a heli. Be interesting to try. Maybe I'll do this challenge again with different mods. I did see that there was a motorcycle mod now available. Or maybe it's been out for a while, I haven't seen it before. In this corner as well. Oh god, and that bus stop sign, I think it is there on the left. 4 or 5 cars ruined there. And this is actually getting, more than halfway through the run now. So they're the heartbreaking ones. Part of the issue that you have as well with those runs, or the whole thing is because you spend all your time starting in Electro, you get pretty good at the first half of the track, and you don't have as many cracks at these later parts of the track because you ruined your car well before you got here so many times. So I think, being able to get a lot of practice in is important. I decided to cut this corner because I had so many issues with it. I think this is possibly the quickest way through this corner as well. It's just to cut it. I thought maybe there was another quick way through going past one of the castles. I think is it Zub, the castle there? But it's only a walking trail, and I didn't think the Gunter would handle the walking trail so well. So I decided not to give it a go. I decided trying to stay on tarmac for as much as I could would probably be the quickest way. Spun out of these train tracks a couple of times too, so I'm taking it quite cautiously. And you'll see by the number of barrels that we've had up here, I missed this corner so many times, and I ran into the signs on the left a few times, and then I ran into the giveaway sign. I was so happy when I got that. Now if I'd continued on straight back there, it's possibly less distance to get to Tisy, but this way has this massive long straight. This must be the longest, flattest straight road on Cherno. And so it allowed me to really get up to top speed in the Gunter, and I thought the speed would outweigh, would ultimately make this part of the course quicker than if I took the more kind of zigzag route that was possibly a shorter distance. So yeah, 157, 158 kilometers an hour before I started having to slow down. This corner I've had issues with before. I did okay. I was lucky I didn't destroy the car there. But it did kind of point me in the right direction still, so I wasn't too bad. Yes, I could make that corner better, I think. And now it was getting tricky with the light here to see this next corner too. This is coming right at the end of one of the hard ones, of the harder corners coming up here. Just because it's such a right-hand sharp turn. Bit of a cut through the grass. You've just got to watch out for the rocks. And we're almost there. Yeah, headlights are still working. Tyres are all still good. I wanted to make sure the headlights were on because it's getting so dark. The roads get a little more treacherous here, a bit narrower, and those little concrete blocks on the side of the road, they absolutely would take your diff out and ruin your day if you're banging along and hit them. I know I've hit them quite a few times. Not on this challenge, but in the past I actually did quite well with the concrete block. And I seem to recall just up here, I don't know what happens. I think I managed to jump across it accidentally. I was really banging. I was pushing quite hard, harder than I thought I should. But I was making great time. And by now I had one or two other completed laps or challenges. Here we go. How I didn't hit that concrete block, I'll never know. That was crazy. But yeah, I've got I had a couple of completed circuits, whatever you want to call it, stages. I've done it a couple of times by now. So I was willing to risk it a bit more because I knew at least I had one finished challenge. And this is a tough one too. I think I did that one alright. Possibly cut that corner a bit more. I wasn't sure if the Gunter could handle coming in this back road here, or if I have to try a different way. The dirt's quite steep, but this is definitely the fastest run that I managed to get up the dirt out of the runs that I did. Maybe the second fastest. The only one that could potentially be faster than this, I actually popped the tyre just up near the top. And so I cancelled that run and started again because I was sure I'd be able to do it again but quicker. So close to the end now. I'd love to do this with a couple of cars at the same time. I think it'd be great fun, but being over 15 minutes to get up here, probably wouldn't be together anymore. So yeah, I popped a tyre back there just before. And I screwed that corner up, but that's the best I could do. And the timer will stop when I hit the wall. So 15 minutes, 57 seconds and 19 frames. Yeah, you can see I did get some shock damage from that. And I'm just going to prove that this survivor, you know, I wasn't using any cheats on the survivor either. If I died, I would have died. So there you go. So as promised, here's all the bloopers, or at least all the ones that I can find in my recordings. So hope you enjoyed them. Reminds me a bit of my days of brainlessly watching Beam NG, is it? Something like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you in the next one if you don't make it all the way to the end. Cheers. Is where I got gassed in Starry Sober. You can see the colour changes, but it's invisible gas. You can hear my survivor coughing in the car when I get a cut. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that one. And not too late to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, I want you to try and challenge other creators to do the same, if you can. Thanks, guys. Have a great one, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.